All right, welcome. As you can see from the title of this video, we are going to tap in to find out what mark do you leave on people. This can be people that are no longer in your life, so this could be a no contact situation. This can be people that are in your life currently and how you have helped them evolve, shift, change based on you simply being in their life. What have they learned from you? No long talking, let's go ahead and find out what mark do you leave on people. We have 4 groups as you can see here. Feel free to pause the screen if needed to select as many groups as you see fit for you. But we have 4 groups. We have group 1 with Cardi B personality. We have group 2 with Cash Doll finesse. We have group number 3 with Yo-Yo defiance. And we have group number 4 with Bahamadia knowledge. Again, feel free to pause the screen if needed. Select as many groups as you feel guided to, and we're going to find out what mark do you leave on people. All right, no long talking. Let's go ahead and get this ish on and popping. Group number 1 that resonates and feels drawn to Cardi B personality. Let's find out what mark do you leave on people, whether they are in your life currently or if this is a no contact situation. So immediately with Cardi B personality, I can tell that the mark that you leave on people is this feeling of curiosity. This feeling of, wow, how can you be so bold, yet still be so mysterious, yet still be so private, yet still be loved by everyone? There's this overwhelming feeling, this overwhelming sensation to be more like you, to be a bit louder, to be more confident, to be more bold, and to be more shameless. This is the energy that you invoke within people simply because you come around and you are authentic, you wear what you want to wear, you say what you want to say, you do what you want to do, you do everything in whatever way feels authentic to you, and I see that you are free from other people's judgment. You only worry about your authenticity. You are not afraid to show all of your colors, and you're not afraid to show your hand, but you do maintain a level of privacy or secrecy. You inspire people to want to be more like you in this way. Let's go ahead and continue to dive further into this reading to find out what mark do you leave on people. All right, so we immediately have Taurus coming out here. So Taurus coming out with this Cardi B personality. I also see here too that you invoke this inspiration within people that makes them want to stand up for themselves, stand up for their own family, and just stand up for the things that they value most. I'm seeing that also there's a sense of not caring how people speak of you. Most specifically, I'm being brought to Cardi B's relationship with her baby father, okay? People could say what they want to say and be like, oh, she shouldn't do this with him, she shouldn't be with him anymore, but she doesn't care about that. She moves in a way that makes her happy. She moves in a way that makes her feel valued. She moves in a way that simply shows that she cares more about the stability of her family and how she feels within that dynamic and her child, and that's it. And there's also this era too that Cardi B will also let you know that she's come from this phase of her life where she used to be a stripper, and people judged her based on that image. But look at her now. There's still this sense of high value despite where people may judge her for where she came from. At the bottom of the deck, we have Scorpio here. Yeah, this definitely talks about that energy of the taboos of life. She's not afraid to talk about the taboos of life, and she's not afraid to talk about some deep things that have occurred in her own life. But again, it also still has this air of secrecy, this air of what is close to her chest, she will keep close to her chest, and she will share what she wants to share loud and proud. There's this mark that you leave on people that shows that you can be an open book and still be a mystery that some people really want to solve. All right, and you have Temperance here. The way that your cards are really just flying out right now lets me know that you leave this mark on people that makes them want to be more like you, in the sense that you are so unapologetic about who you are and how you move, and you're, again, not worried about who has to say what about it. I'm also seeing here too that you know how to take your time away from certain situations, people, places, and things, and then return when you feel guided to do so. I'm definitely seeing here that you have a great balance of showing your face to the world and then retracting and pulling back to keep yourself safe. We have the Three of Swords here. Yeah, so there's definitely this energy of this big personality, literally, but also this personality that takes their loved ones, that takes their self-worth and their value very seriously here. And whenever you feel like there's a need to pull back or retract, you do so, which is very much the opposite of your personality. And the mark that you leave on people is to show that you can be dynamic, you can be this and that. You don't have to always be one specific way because that's what's expected of you. We have Artist, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. And I'm also seeing here too that this is not one of those situations where the mark that you leave on people is you saying all of these things and teaching through your words. It's more so people learning through the way that you move, the way that you expand. And also there's this energy of you address things when you want to address things. People learn from you in this way because I feel as though you may inspire people the most. The mark that you leave on people the most are people that are a lot softer spoken than you, people that want to come out of their shell. I'm being brought to a lot of Cancerian energy right now as well. At the bottom of the deck, we have Mystic, revels in intimate union with the divine, okay? And the mark that you also leave on people too is that you can be blessed, you can be a blessing, you can do all of these things despite your mistakes or despite what the world may think of you. There's this balanced essence here with the 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. Okay, there's this really heavy emphasis on balance and secrecy while also still being loud, proud, visible, in charge, and in demand and wanted by everyone. Okay, there's this balance that you show that you can give people whatever part of yourself that you want to give despite whatever they say or whatever they want. What mark does group number 1 leave on people? We have a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. And again, this is also about new routines, reinvention. This is referring to home life. I really see home life being highlighted here. You can be big and bold and have this huge personality like Cardi B, but you can still be organized. You can still make your money. You can still be a family-oriented person, and you can still be creative. You can be all of these things. The mark that you leave on people is the mark of dynamicism and creativity. Okay? Bottom of the deck, we have a fiery climax approaches with the full moon in Aries. So with this new moon in Virgo and full moon in Aries, this definitely lets me know that there's a perfect balance of retracting and then coming back when you feel guided to do so. This mark that you leave on people has everything to do with I do what I want when I want, and I do what I can when I can, but no one is going to tell me when to or how to. All right? Let's get a couple more cards to find out what mark do you leave on people. It's interesting because the major mark here is that you can be a big personality and you can do all of these things. You can be all of these things, but you can still be centered. You can still be grounded. You can still be attached or detached. Yep, look at that companion. As we already spoke about Cardi B's love life, I'm definitely seeing here that the mark that you leave on people is this mark of sincerity, understanding that just because we go through this doesn't mean that we can't grow through this, doesn't mean that we can't move past this, doesn't mean that it's irreconcilable is the word that I'm looking for, or something to be unresolved. Okay, let's get one more. The mark that you leave on people is a mark of understanding and forgiveness. And also The mark that you leave on people has a lot to do with seasons, seasons of life, knowing that there's a time to be loud, there's a time to be proud, there's a time to retract, there's a time to retreat, and there's a time to get to work. There's a time and place for everything, and this is the mark that you leave on people. I'm seeing that the time that they spend with you is a time that they really cannot forget here. What mark does group number 1 leave on people? We have false mask here. Most definitely, the mark that you leave on people is the mark of letting that ish go, or letting that ish fly, okay? You can be loud and proud, and you can tell someone off and tell them what's not working for you. You can tell them all of these things, but you can still love them just the same. There's this heavy emphasis on coming on strong, but in a loving way. This is the mark that you leave on people, is that you don't have to be soft and delicate like a flower. You can be delicate like a bomb and still get ish done here, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have denial. Okay, so yeah, the mark that you leave on people, it really leaves them looking in the mirror, reflecting upon their own life and their own system of functioning, because you just leave them with this big question mark, like how can you be this and that? How can you be loud and proud but also soft and private? How can you be a stripper but also be blessed and connected to God and doing all of these things? How can you do all of these things? The mark that you leave on people is a mark of being the self and to mind your own motherfucking business, baby. That is the mark that you leave on people. And there's this heavy emphasis on vulnerability, most specifically in relationships, in a way of just because your partner wrongs you doesn't mean that it has to be a war started forever. Cardi B is definitely known for going through the motions of her relationship, and then you'll see them cuddled up, hugged up at the next award show, or you'll see her talking highly of him later. Like, there's this energy of, I'm not worried about what anyone else's opinion is of me in my situation. I share what I want to share. I value what I value. I take time when I need to take time. I create when I want to create. I know when it's time to step away, and I know that there's a time to give, and I know that there is a time to take. The essence here is there is a time and a place for everything. The mark that you leave on people is the inspiration to be themselves at all times, no matter what that may look like. Whether that's being loud and proud right now, or whether that's being down and out tomorrow. It's okay to be all aspects of yourself, and above all, you don't have to share everything with people. Again, you can be loud and proud and still be mysterious. You really leave people thinking about what it is that you say. And it's usually when you are in your loud moments that you leave people in their own quiet time to really consider applying what it is that you've stated. There's a heavy emphasis on forgiveness here. There's a heavy emphasis on channeling your energy through your creations, through your personality, through your perspective, through your lifestyle. The mark that you leave on people is to simply want to be more authentic. Most specifically when it comes to their love relationships, especially if they have children involved and it's something to do with their significant other. It's about expansion, growth, change, vulnerability, perspective. Did I say perspective already? I don't know. But it's all about perspective. It's all about what makes you happy. It's interesting because there's this juxtaposition between this loud personality and this really soft and receptive energy. The mark that you leave on people is quite the opposite of you, because you would be described mostly as loud and proud, but the mark that you leave on people is soft. It's something that they really sit with and think about for months, weeks, days, years even. Temperance is this essence of time. Taurus is long-standing. This talks about dedication, effort and true vibrations. This is the mark that you leave on people. You inspire them to want to stick to the things that they love, learn more. You inspire them to want to be louder. You inspire them to want to be prouder. But what's interesting is that although you have this loud and proud personality, the inspiration that you give to them awakens a quiet beast, awakens a quiet lion. They don't announce that they're taking off their mask. They just do whatever they feel guided to do because of the mark that you left on them. You inspire people to shift their perspective and see life from a whole different lens and a whole different scope. So keep being loud, keep being proud, keep saying what you want to say, and keep true to what you know that you need to keep true to. Some of you could be Arabic. I just heard Chinese. There's something about, like, you can write in a different language for a lot of you here. Something like that. Or you could speak a different language. But there's something about symbols. That's why I was saying that, because I'm seeing like Arabic letters or Chinese lettering. And this card talks about inspiring others to see life symbolically. So symbolism. So again, your impact, the mark that you leave on people, has nothing to do with exactly what you're saying. It's more so what you say and how you exist and how it translates to their soul. It's interesting how this loud and proud personality translates all this soft energy. But it's, again, soft energy that is loud and proud. It's a very interesting juxtaposition between loud, soft, big, small. You really shift people's perspective, and this is the mark that you leave on them. It's okay to be yourself, whether that's to be loud today and quiet tomorrow, whether that's to be on the front line today and to be at the back of the line tomorrow. This is all that I have for you, group number 1. If you select another group, I will see you there. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is all that I have for you. This is the mark that you leave on people. Leave love in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up to show that you enjoyed it. And subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified whenever I pull up with new content. Until next time, take care. Be well. Bye. If you resonate with group number 2, Cash Doll Finesse, then this is your reading. Let's go ahead and find out, what mark do you leave on people? So immediately with Cash Doll Finesse, I can let you know that the mark that you leave on people is the mark of moving on. The mark of when they go low, we go high. The mark of never let them see you sweat. The mark of I cannot let you or this moment define me. The mark of age ain't nothing but a number. The mark of say what you want, but I'm going to keep moving on. There's a quiet confidence. That's the mark that you leave on people. It's most definitely emphasis on the fact that you don't have to be the loudest in the room. You don't have to be the most well-known in the room. You don't have to be the richest in the room to be the most respected one in the room. We have Virgo here. The mark that you leave on people has everything to do with taking your work seriously. This has everything to do with knowing that you could seek revenge on someone. You could step out of your character and finesse somebody to show them not to mess with you. But there's this energy of you show people how to finesse the world and show them who they're working with through your success. Again, this quiet energy. It's all in the eyes, it's all in the face, it's all in the expression. You see how her face is looking like this, her face is looking like that. There's something very serious about your energy here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Sun, and it's this, I can show you better than I can tell you. This is the mark that you leave on people. You make people want to be more like you in this way so that they too can just kind of pop out more successful. And no one ever saw them sweat. No one ever saw them drop a tear. I really get this energy of you could have a very vengeful spirit, but you do not let it overtake you. Again, if you feel like you want to get revenge or you want to finesse someone, you hyper fixate on your career, on your routines to make yourself bigger, better, richer, prettier, more successful, stronger in whatever way that you see fit. You've got this, I gotta handle business energy. Look at this. The Seven of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Devil. The best revenge is success, baby. That's the mark that you leave on people. What tarot card wants to come out to further explore the mark that you leave on people? We keep getting 3 cards. Look at this. You gave me something that I could worry about, but I'm going to show you that I can do it. That I can show you better than I could tell you. Empress. I could attract it better than I could talk about it. You have a very graceful energy here as well. I can definitely see that. You handle things with grace, with mercy. Yep. You are very intellectual. Again, they will never see you sweat. They will never see you cry. They will never see you. They might not even ever see you making the moves. That's why it seems like finesse, because it's like they see you yesterday and you're in this whatever state that you're in. And then they see you tomorrow and you've bloomed, you've blossomed, you've grown. You got more money. You're skinnier, or you're thicker, or you're stronger. Look, the 7 of Wands. But you didn't announce a single move. You do what you gotta do, and you get that ish done. We have Bully. I'm definitely seeing here as well that you have a very strong tone, like a strong voice. Like everything that you say is taken seriously. I don't care who you're talking to. Everything that you say is taken very seriously. Again, I can show you better than I can tell you. And I'm also seeing here too that you're the type that will explain later. You're the type to do what you got to do first and then explain later. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you to confront the inner fears that bully you. You also have this essence of vulnerability, but it's a masculine sense of vulnerability. Okay, there's a well balance between earth energy and air energy, which is feminine and masculine energy. Bottom of the deck, we have Advocate, inspires you to put compassion into action. I can show you better than I can tell you. Action. You about that action, baby. And then I'm also seeing here too that the mark that you leave on people is them wanting to ask you so many questions. Like, you're the type of person that you could probably like conduct a talk show or a podcast or something like this with people just asking you questions or wanting to hear how you overcame this, or how did you finesse your way out of this? How did you finesse your way out of that? People want to know how to finesse like you, because the way that you finesse is clean. Like, there's this clean energy about you. Like, she has on this white, like, baby, it's clean. You'll never know that I was just playing in mud, playing in dirt, trying to get through to the other side. You'll never know. Never let them see you sweat. Leave them wondering. Leave them wanting more. You really leave the mark on people to say less than they do. Say less than what they think. Say less than what they feel. And just show it more. We have balanced spirituality and practicality with this full moon in Pisces. And bottom of the deck, we have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. If you are dreaming about it, you are going to be practical and take practical steps to get it done. We're talking about practicality. So you have this base energy of a dreamer, and then you step into your femme energy, that grounded energy, that pentacle energy, to practically get it done, and that logical energy, that air energy, to do it strategically. The mark that you leave on people is the mark of strategy, okay? I just heard retirement, okay? So there's this long-term effect that you have on people. Notice the clouds here too, the clouds. People may talk a lot of ish about you, but you do not let that stop you. Even if it really got to you, that's the thing, they'll never know. Because it's so interesting that we have the bully with clouds, with all these clouds behind this King of Swords. But that King of Swords doesn't really look affected. You can't really tell how they feel. We have student. That's that practical energy. Taking logical steps. An old soul, that's what I'm saying. And I did talk about that age ain't nothing but a number thing. I really have this this feeling here that if you selected this group, you may be older than the people that you leave a mark on, or you may even leave a mark on people that are older than you. Take it as it resonates, but what it all comes down to is the fact that you don't worry about your physical age in this physical world. You focus on the goal at hand and taking practical steps towards that, and being logical, moving towards that as well. You are not the type to let your emotions get in the way of anything. You are a student to your old lessons of life. Bottom of the deck, grounded. As I was talking about that grounded practicality, you leave this mark on people that shows that you cannot let words or waves of emotion. So you can't allow the winds of words or the waves of emotion to knock you off your game. This is the mark that you leave on people. To take those hits. Take those hits that they keep throwing. Those punches that they keep throwing, take them. Take them with a straight face. Never let them see you never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you cry. But what they will see is how they just bullied you into more success. How they just bullied you into thinking more practically on how to get this ish done. It's all about the face, the eyes. I could show you better than I could tell you. The mark that you leave on people too has a lot to do with just the look on your face. You have a very strong stature. It's very hard to read your face. You have a poker face. You can never tell if you're affected or influenced. You can never tell. The mark that you leave on people is to know more than you show. Know more than you say. Listen more than you speak. Let life teach you by listening more than you speak. This is Cash Doll Finesse. This is the mark that you leave on people. It's a very serious mark, but it is what it is. You're all about business, baby. Be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as that bell to be notified next time that I pull up with content just like this or whenever I go live so that you don't miss it. Sending you so much love, so much life. If you selected another group, I will see you there. If you would like to book a personal reading or donate to the channel, that information is in the description box down below. But until next time, take care, be well. Bye. Group number 3 with Yo-Yo Defiance. Let's go ahead and get into it. What mark do you leave on people? Immediately what's coming through is this channel. That's not going to work for me. We're going to have to do something about this. You're not afraid to demolish everything in sight in order to get whatever it is that needs to be achieved, whatever it is that needs to be done to get it done, you will get it done. You don't care about what barrier is in your way. If your back is up against a wall, you will figure out how to climb the wall. You will demolish the wall so that you feel as though you have control of the situation. This group right here, you leave the mark of, you cannot tell me how to lead my life. You cannot tell me how to live my life. You leave the mark to show that it's okay to put some bass in your voice to make sure you're heard. You could be respectful, but you are going to make sure that you are heard. No matter what the circumstance is, you're not afraid to look that person in the eye, look that situation in the eye, and let it know that it's not going to control you, but you are the one that's going to control it. Okay? We got some strong power here. Let's get into it. Yo-yo, defiant. What mark do you leave on people? Group number 3. What mark do you leave on people? We have Cancer. So Cancer is known for really going hard and protecting what it is that they stand for, their morals. Bottom of the deck, we have Air. You have a strong masculine way of expressing soft, feminine emotions. You're not afraid to be vulnerable, but the way that you go about it does not appear to be weak at all. You have a very intimidating air about you as well. You really make people stop and think. You really make people stop and stare as well. Oh my gosh, didn't I say back up against the wall and you'll demolish? Here's a tower at the bottom of the deck. You're the type that you're not afraid to start ish, but you don't just start ish just for the purpose of starting it. It's because it needed to be started, or it needed to be restarted. Lover, see? You demolish with good love, with good intent. Great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. All right, so another message coming through here is that you are the type that will go hard for the ones that you love. You're not afraid to, again, start some shiz just to stand up for what you believe in. You're the type that would start a riot if you knew that that riot would lead to peace, would lead to freedom. We have Mentor at the bottom of the deck. You are the one that stands up for everyone and gives everyone around you the courage to do so as well. So the mark that you leave on people is a mark of bravery. We have Meditate and Contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. You have 2 Pisces energies here, but you really invoke a lot of emotion in people. This is the mark that you leave on them. You really make them stop and think about what it is that they've allowed to go on this long. You really make people stop and think about, is this what I want, or am I just letting life happen to me? Bottom of the deck, expect powerful change. The mark that you leave on people is that you are going to leave your mark on this world. And that alone is inspiring to people. You really make people stop and sit and think about, do I really love the things that I claim to love if I'm not willing to go to war for it or go to bat for it? You have this impact over people that makes them unravel to get to the core, to get to the center, to get to the truth. And the thing is that this demolishing is not out of spite. It's not because you want to start trouble. It's all from a loving space. You're also the type here too. Yeah, because we have the Knight, which to me this represents the Knight of Cups. There's so much water energy, guys. So much water energy. You leave this mark on people that shows that you can allow your emotions to rule you in a constructive, positive way. You don't have to hide your emotions away just to come across as strong or to make a difference. I dropped a few cards, y'all. There's also this message that's coming through very strong for you about collateral damage. You're not afraid to be realistic about what has to be lost in the process in order to get to where you need to go. Like, not saying that you support war or support riots or support violence, but you're like, if that's what it takes, if we have to tear down this city just to be heard and make progress, then so be it. And this is the mark that you leave on people, is like, how much do you really care about it? How far are you willing to go? How bad do you really want it? How much do you really love it? We have Widow in the reverse. Bottom of the deck, Trickster. Yeah, there's definitely this shadowy energy here, but it's not the shadow that's here to destroy just for the sake of destruction. It's a shadow that's here out of frustration. You know how you feel when maybe, I know this is a feeling that I get in this scenario, so I'll explain it this way. Maybe your loved one works at a place where their boss is the biggest a-hole ever. And you just keep hearing stories from your loved one about how they keep being treated like ish, how they keep being talked down upon. And I know for me, all I ever want to do is just go into that job and tell that person about themselves, you know? To be like, how dare you speak to my loved one like this? You have no idea who they are, what they've been through, what they've gone through. It's like, I'm willing to create that tower. I haven't done that, but it's like, this is the essence of it. It's like how it makes you feel. How hard do you really want to go for this? It's like the mark that you leave on people is a love so deep that you're willing to fight for it. You inspire people to find things that they love so deeply that they're willing to fight for it, that they're willing to spark change for it. You inspire people to fight for something, to not just take it. So in those moments when I want to just storm into the place and tell them, hey, you can't treat my loved one that way, instead, I speak to my loved one about how they can stand up for themselves more. I don't tell them what to do, but I give them something to meditate and contemplate on so that they don't feel like they have to lay down and just take it. How they can come in respectfully and spin the tables and be like, hey, let's try this instead. The mark that you leave on people is this mark of courage and great passion and devotion. And very heavily stemming from moral beliefs. If something is simply immoral, that's when you know it's time for you to step into this is not going to work for me energy. The mark that you leave on people is to inspire them to not be afraid to stir the pot a little bit. To not be afraid to start some ish in order to get some ish done. This is the mark that you leave on people. Thank you for choosing and trusting me to be your reader. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy. Hit that subscribe button as well as the bell to be notified when I pull up with new content just like this. Leave love in the comment section down below. Share this video with a friend. If you'd like to donate to the channel or book a personal reading, that information is linked in the description box down below. But until next time, take care, be well. Bye. Group number 4, Bahamadia with knowledge. Let's find out, what mark do you leave on people? Immediately, you leave the mark of the lifelong learner. Look at this way that she's looking at them. You are the type that when someone comes to you with a question, you probably leave them with more questions. You leave the mark of preparation. You are the type of teacher that breeds free thinkers. You give a new perspective to view life through, a new lens to view life through. You leave this mark on people that prepares them for life, that prepares them for the world, that prepares them for the unseen, the taboos, that prepares them for what is to come. Pluto, see? This is some pretty hefty energy. You may be the one that leaves this mark on people, that teaches them that you kind of have to watch your own back sometimes. Don't just take everyone's word for it. Do your own research. Create your own concoction. Do it yourself sometimes. You teach and breed independence. The mark that you leave on people is to not depend on or not to judge a book by its cover. The 8 of Swords. The mark that you leave on people is the mark of thinking their way out of this box, thinking towards freedom. I was already looking at the towers back here, thinking of how to get themselves out of the situation to get them to where they need to go. And the only way to do that is through knowledge, learning, empowerment. You have to teach yourself the things that they aren't willing to tell you. The taboos of life. Sometimes you have to save yourself. Passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Knowledge is power. We have Virgin, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. I really get this essence of like the lessons that you teach could be kind of intimidating in a way, or frightening or scary, in the sense that it makes people be like, damn, I wasn't thinking like that. Like I'm getting this energy of, if you have your back turned to someone or something, that means that they can hence put a knife in your back, and you weren't thinking about that. But now moving forward, you're going to be on your P's and Q's. You get what I'm saying? It's those things that you might not want to talk about, those things that you might not want to see, those things that you might not want to learn, that could really separate you from life or death today versus tomorrow. We have double 8s here, 88. This tree of knowledge that breeds new cycles. This is generational wealth. You and your loved ones are safe. As I said, generational wealth. The mark that you leave on people has everything to do with a new perspective on how to protect, how to serve, how to breed more love and prosperity into your family dynamic. Family is blood or not blood. Take it as it resonates. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. This came out in group number 2, so you may be drawn there. And those two energies do make a lot of sense, the way that they blend together. we have thinker in the reverse. See, I said, I wasn't thinking that way. That is the mark that you leave on people. That right there, you're like, oh, I wasn't even thinking like that. But now I will moving forward, and that's going to make me smarter, wiser. This is the energy of you leave the mark on people on how to think like the enemy. And we have father here. Yeah, like that's that energy of a father, the father thinker. The protector, the way that the protector thinks. Bottom of the deck, storyteller. So the mark that you leave on people has everything to do with what you say, what you teach them. Even though in some cases it may be certain things that they don't want to consider, they're grateful for it. They're thankful for it. They praise you for it, even if you have no idea. The mark that you leave on people is that wisdom that a grandmother or a grandfather would leave. Your reading was really quick because, quite frankly, this is the mark that you leave on people. There's no beating around the bush about it. You simply teach people how to think outside of the box and how to think towards freeing themselves, how to be a free thinker, how to teach yourself so you can free yourself and yours. It's about protection. You breed warriors. And that's just that on that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy. Hit the subscribe button as well as the bell so you can be notified whenever I pull up with new content like this. Be sure to head on over to group number 2 because that group is definitely resonating with this one and it'll help to extend the experience here at this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy. Leave love in the comment section down below. Share this video with a friend. If you would like to donate to the channel or book a personal reading, that information is in the description box down below. But until next time, take care, be well. Bye.